They sort
So if you touching little kids,
sorting your employees' expenses.
5 big black niggas touching you.
Or you could let Raptor.
Summit Series was never just made for mountains.
Yeah, actually, never mind.
Once I spend that shit, it's gone, so I don't think twice about no bitch. I fell in love with them SRTs, used to have dreams and play they six.
Michael Warricker. Michael Warricker, a 29-year-old high school teacher, arrived at the Sting House in Riverside, California, hoping to meet his victim. He used a disturbing screen name, Can I Rip You Anally, and in their chats talked about incredibly disgusting and graphic acts, and hoping to meet his victim.
What?
He used a disturbing screen name, Can I Rip You Anally.
What, nigga? What, nigga? Look at this nigga's name. Look at this fucking chat log. I like... What? And this bitch said creepy. Let me read this shit, bro. Hold on, my face cam in the way. Hold on. He wastes no time and stupid shit like introduction. He gets right down to business and establishes his true horrifying colors pretty quickly. This nigga said, "Can I ask the fucked up question?" I guess. Hold on, let me do the voices. Can I ask the fucked up question? I guess. Do you have a grape fetish? And were you ever graped? No, nigga. What the fuck? What kind of fucking question is that? No to both? Yeah, no to both. Weird ass nigga. What the fuck? Okay. I like grape. You're fucking weird. Get the fuck off my phone. You're blocked. That's how that shit should have went. Like, what the fuck? That's how that conversation should have went. Like, the fuck is this nigga talking about?
In their chats talked about incredibly disgusting and graphic acts, and even asked if she'd like to try it, and even expressed he had a sick fetish. As the chat progresses, he asks the victim if she has ever done it before and tries to convince her to drink alcohol when they potentially meet. He even suggests they engage in explicit activities. When the decoy expressed concern, Warricker simply told her to not think about it. They were truly disturbing messages. Eventually, he finally agrees to meet up with the decoy at the Sting House, but of course, he meets Chris Hansen instead. Warricker immediately tries to distance himself from his actions by lying and claiming he didn't really mean any of what he said, and that it was just fantasies. He even poured himself some juice and was talking like Chris was just asking him about the weather.
I'm talking about. Though my arrival doesn't seem to faze him one bit.
This is Punch, right?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Hanging out.
Hanging out.
Yes. And I knew that this was a setup because this was too convenient for this.
What was too convenient?
A chat room and just talking about everything that she did.
After the weird...
Too convenient. It's too convenient. You randomly say, "Hey, I got a question. Do you like getting graped?" Like, what, my nigga? Too convenient. Nigga, you the one who started this shit. Nigga, you, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Awkward conversations of Chris asking him what he was expecting would happen. He left the house, but the police were just waiting for him outside.
Make believe to you in some way.
Yeah.
Role playing.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, but she said she was.
I don't know. You know.
So if I wasn't here,
he was quickly arrested, and the footage of him on the ground being handcuffed was very satisfying to watch. We also see later on in the footage that when police searched his car, Warricker ended up pleading guilty.
Hold on. He was charged with attempted, I don't know what the fuck that is, upon a Under California law, attempted to have sex with someone under the age of 14 is a fucking felony, punishable up to 4 years in prison. That nigga said no contest. Then you should have just said, turn me in, nigga. And you know what the fuck them niggas doing. You know what them niggas do to niggas like you in jail. GG's. G fucking G's, boy.
To attempted lewd
Damn.
acts with a minor and was sentenced to probation and counseling. He was also required to register as an offender and was thankfully fired from his teaching job.
That nigga was a
David
teacher?
Kay.
DJ.
Out of all the men caught on To Catch a Predator, the case of Rabbi David Kay caused so much outrage online because of who the man was. This
Who?
guy was literally a respected religious leader, the vice president of a really big Jewish educational program.
Sad world is, the sad thing is, chat, bro. Most of the time, that's who we be. That's who we really be.
Program known as Panem, which worked with
That shit
vulnerable
be sad.
groups. He even spoke
That's
regularly
who
at
the
interfaith
main
conferences,
culprits
so when
be,
he
bruh.
showed up at the Sting House trying to meet the victim, it was truly disturbing. He made contact online with the victim who, as we already know, was actually a decoy.
I'm saying.
Over several conversations, Kay, using the screen name Red BD, kept questioning the boy about his life.
What the fuck? I don't even know if I want to read this shit. Yo. What the fuck? That you got too much credit on, bro. Niggas like Epstein and all, like, bro, money dead ass, bro. In America, money dead ass rules, bro. Like capitalism, my nigga. You can literally get anything you want. You could literally kill a nigga and pay to get out of jail if you got bread. Dead ass. Niggas do it multiple times. Nigga, why me? He the main one. Like we be saying, shout out to YB, but dead ass. Like that nigga should be in jail. He should have been locked the fuck up. Like let's be real, my nigga. They should have been through that nigga in the jail cell, threw away the key. That nigga just got too much bread. You know what I'm saying? Nigga got too much bread. I don't even want to read this shit. Holy, just a little around my dick in my pits. Is your dad is your dad smooth? Oh, okay then. You'll get more. I don't even want to read that shit. What the fuck? Freak ass nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?
Made it very clear that he was ready to meet in person and promised to teach him how to wipe properly. He asked the boy whether he had ever relieved himself.
Wipe
and
what?
sent him explicit pictures of himself. There were even some that showed him performing explicit acts on other men. He even urged the decoy to come to the door with nothing on when he comes to see him. Well, when he finally got to the location,
Freak
he
ass
met
gay
Chris
ass nigga.
Hansen instead, who
Freak
immediately
ass
put
gay
him on
nigga.
blast. Hansen confronted him with printed logs of his disgusting graphic texts, so he couldn't even keep denying. You could see Kay visibly uncomfortable, sweating and pacing as the reality of his situation dawned on him, especially when the camera crew came out.
You handled yourself pretty well.
GG. GG.
Maybe I'll send you my pics.
GG.
Yes, you're very cute, and when boys are that cute, they usually look like that.
He's even heard telling Hansen he couldn't do this to him. However, he didn't get arrested on the spot because Virginia laws at the time required police to have more evidence for prosecution.
You don't want to touch anybody.
You trying to attack that nigga?
You've got to stop this.
Sit down. Sit down.
You don't have any
You're
rights.
free to leave anytime.
Thankfully, the footage aired nationally, and the fallout and public outrage made sure justice was served. In 2007, federal authorities who had been watching him after the show aired launched their own sting, and this time he was aptly arrested, nationally disgraced, and charged in a federal court. In
Good
court,
riddance.
the disgraced rabbi claimed he had done it as a cry for help to fight personal demons. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, followed by 10 years of supervised release. Kay was also required to register as an offender for life. Michael Siebert. Michael Siebert, a 25-year-old
He
man,
looked like
first
one.
showed up in the Riverside sting operation in December 2006. He had been chatting explicitly with the decoy for weeks, where he asked disturbing questions about her development. He kept soliciting inappropriate activities and asking her to meet up. The entire chat was extremely disgusting, and the way he texted just showed how troubled the man was. He even knew what he was doing was completely wrong, because Siebert kept talking about how her parents would send him to jail if they discovered the chats. But that still didn't stop him from sending her his explicit images, and even telling her he was doing himself on several occasions. Plus, as soon as she finally invited him to the Sting House, all his worries and fears flew out the window. When confronted by Hansen, Siebert kept stuttering and acting confused. He gave vague answers, claiming he was there to hang out, and kept insisting that he wasn't planning on doing anything illegal.
Come here and you have a meeting with Evie if she's stitching your
I know.
That nigga look like, I don't know what the fuck he look like. This nigga got a, why you got them fat ass nose, them little ass ears?
Come here and you have a meeting with Evie.
This nigga look like somebody. I just can't put my finger on it. Like he look like an elf, low key. Like it's a movie, like a character, like he just look exactly like that nigga. I can't remember what the movie's called. It's a nigga with he had like a look, but he didn't have a fat ass nose. The nigga I'm thinking about, he had like this little ass nose with these big ass ears. I think he was an elf. Is it on some Lord of the Rings shit? This nigga Chop though. Fuck. This nigga Chop.
I know.
And he got them big ass teeth too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was just Chop. I ain't gonna lie.
Just talk to her.
That nigga Doe low key look like him a little bit.
Just talk.
Just a little bit. I can see in like the haircut too, yeah, and the hairline and shit.
What was your plan here?
The forehead.
Just talk to her. That's it.
Just talk to her.
Yeah.
He do low key
Well,
look
when
like a
Chris
squirrel.
showed him printed chat logs of every disgusting thing he'd been texting,
Yeah, you cook, man.
and a
I ain't
picture
gonna lie,
of
you
his
cook.
genitals he'd sent to the decoy, Siebert's only remark to this was, "Oops."
That's it.
Then why did you send pictures of yourself like this to her?
Boots.
Oops.
Hansen then informed Siebert that he was free to leave the Sting House, but as soon as he went outside, he was taken into custody by the authorities waiting outside. Siebert was charged with 4 felonies, but later released on bail while awaiting the outcome of his trial. But exactly 24 hours later, this same man was caught once again in another sting. This time, the chat logs revealed that he had asked the decoy if she wanted to perform explicit acts on him.
She performs oral sex.
My nigga.
What color her underwear is. Now, Michael,
My
you
nigga.
know this is not my theater, right? We had a very
That's like a nigga.
conversation
That's like a
about
nigga literally just got out of jail for killing a nigga. Then he goes out and kills another nigga. Are you fucking dumb? Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, what are you? Like, what?
And right then, you told me that you knew this was wrong.
Well, the police picked him up once again and set his bail at $1.1 million. He was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for his involvement in the Long Beach sting, and another 1.5 years in prison for his involvement in the Riverside sting, to be served concurrently with his previous sentence.
That was GG's.
Dustin McFetridge. In 2006, To Catch a Predator set up a sting in Fort Myers, Florida, and Dustin McFetridge, a 26-year-old from Tennessee who suffered from cerebral palsy and collected Social Security benefits, was caught and arrested on the show. Dustin had been online for weeks chatting with Laura. In the chats, Dustin asked the girl a lot of inappropriate things. He asked about
GG's. I ain't gonna lie. I was lucky finna say I don't know how I feel about this one, but does it make it okay? Like it. I don't. Like you got to understand though. I don't. Damn. Never mind. I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Fuck it. I'm not gonna say what.
periods and requested her to shave. The chats get increasingly disturbing when Dustin requests that she wear her panties non-stop for
Never
3
mind. Never
days
mind. No, he's
and
cooked.
then
He's cooked.
send
He's
them
cooked.
to him.
He's cooked. He's cooked.
Eventually,
He's cooked.
Dustin
He's
took
cooked.
the bait and drove for 5.5 hours over state lines to meet the decoy. He even brought a razor.
This
to
nigga
express his
drove
desire
5
to hold.
hours? Who drove him? He can't drive? What the
Eventually,
fuck?
Dustin took the bait and drove for 5.5 hours over state lines to meet.
I wasn't finna say cause he. I was just saying, like, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic here. This don't make it okay whatsoever. But you know, his possibility of finding some fine shit is it's not even not no fine shit. Just a somebody for him in general. He's cooked. You know what I'm saying? So I was finna say I low key kind of feel bad, but low key never mind, cause it's not looking good for that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Never mind.
The decoy. He even brought a razor.
This
to
nigga
express
drove
his
5
desire
hours
to
though.
him.
Who drove him?
Eventually, Dustin took the bait and drove for 5.5 hours over state lines to meet the decoy.
One, either him driving 5 hours is crazy. If you got a physical, you feel me, disability, especially for an underage kid, you're tripping. What the fuck? You right. Ain't gonna lie. Ooh, actually, this was 2006. No fucking, there wasn't no oversaturation of bad bitches on TikTok and shit. Like, niggas, it was still relatively regular relationships. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was still on some regular shit. It was a regular society. He could have pulled some shit. He could have pulled some shit. But so, he could have pulled some decent shit. He could have pulled some shit. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. You right. But he didn't have, actually, nah. I don't know. Tinder?
Razor and expressed his desire to hold and kiss her.
Maybe he would have thought, nah, actually, never mind. I was gonna say, maybe in the few years, he could have been a Discord e-dater on some shit. He could have been on the Discord chat logs. And the VCs going crazy. But never mind, he might actually still be you know what I'm saying, talking to him, yeah.
I brought a razor.
A razor. And what were you going to do with the razor?
I thought she wanted to be shaved down there, and I thought she said she was.
You was gonna
17
do
or
it?
something.
Before that could happen, though, Chris Hansen revealed himself and confronted the disgusting man. However, in classic offender manner, Dustin denied everything and claimed he didn't come to do anything illegal. He even started by lying by saying he thought the decoy was older, but that was debunked when Chris presented his chat log.
Did you?
To be shaved down there, and I thought she said she was 17 or something.
I've got the transcript right here.
I believe.
Throughout the whole confrontation, Dustin never took accountability for his actions and kept blaming the decoy. When Chris was fed up, he asked the police to come get him, and even at the station, the man never took accountability. In fact, when the police searched his car, they discovered KY jelly and a camera. They also found CDs
What
with
is
more
KY
than
jelly?
100 explicit photos on them at his house. He said he only sent those because the decoy requested it, and he only came because she equally begged him to come. He was charged and sentenced to 5 years in prison and a lifetime supervised offender registration. Thomas Bodner. Thomas Bodner was already a well-known offender well before his appearance on To Catch a Predator. In 1984, he had taken advantage of 3 siblings repeatedly for a long time. The kid's mom had no idea what Bodner had been doing to her children, so when his victims came forward, he was arrested and given a 10-year prison sentence. In 1999, he was arrested again and sentenced to 3 years in a state prison for meeting with a vulnerable person and performing explicit acts on him. Well, it wasn't long before he returned to his old ways.
I ain't gonna lie,
It was
bro.
on August 29th.
Why do they be giving these niggas these short ass prison sentences? You 10-year, like, you getting 5 years, my nigga? Just to go do it again? Like, what the fuck? Like, like, this nigga just getting Lock for 3 years. Let me go do it again. And get back in. Another 3 years. Let me go do it again. Like, what?
2003 was caught once again using the name Casper.
This nigga just did not learn his lesson.
To talk to the victim. He sent disgusting
This nigga
close-up
is a
pictures of his
dickhead.
private parts, a man's bare chest in another, and his shoulders. On December 25th, 2005, a member of Hansen's team called Bodner while pretending to be Luke, and the two talked a total of 7 times. All the calls were recorded. Eventually, after several months of constant communication over the phone and emails, Bodner finally
I feel like
agreed
this
to
shit
pay
should be
Luke a
way
visit
more
when
severe.
he thought
Like, that's fucking... Not only is that disgusting, weird, nigga, like... My nigga, like, these niggas are talking to children. Or these are innocents. Literally innocents. You're taking innocence away. Like what the fuck? Like, 5 years? A little slap on the wrist? Nigga, you're good. I hope you learned your lesson. Like, no, nigga, like, what the fuck?
the boy's parents were out of town. But as soon as he arrives and enters through
Don't
the back
niggas who
door,
rob
Bodner
banks get
spots
more than that
Hansen
shit? Like, what the
and
fuck?
immediately starts to run. He was tackled by the Riverside police who knew all about his past offenses. He broke his nose and arm.
I ain't gonna lie, don't they supposed to be adding, like, after, especially, like, if it's the same events and you going in a second time, shouldn't they add time? My nigga, if you been in jail, what, 3 times before this shit? Nigga, they should have, after the second time, the judge should have been, you know what? Let me put this nigga, let me get this nigga a 15. Maybe you, let me actually, like, you need to learn your lesson, nigga. Like, dead ass, you tripping. Like, the fuck? You just
When
keep
his car
giving it,
was
like...
searched, the police discovered.
You gave Morgan Guillory a puzzle. She won't
That's
stop
YouTube saying I
thinking
paused
about
the
it until
video
it's
too
solved.
much. I'm gonna stop pausing. I am pausing too much.
I'm Morgan. I work with the
We
cops.
2 hours in and I'm bullshit.
And I see the world a little differently. Might be the best day of my life.
She started shooting niggas. This shit be cool. I ain't gonna lie, that's actually cool.
Collection at
Like,
Walmart today.
like serial killers and shit. You know what they should do? They should do a thing. So like, if you say you a serial killer or some shit, or like you, whoa, that's fucking crazy. Like you touching little kids, a nigga has to, your punishment. Also, yes, you going to prison, but a nigga has to also do that to you. So if you chop the nigga head off, a nigga gotta chop your head off. If you fucking little niggas in their ass, you gotta get fucked in your ass. By a big black nigga though. Like, you feel me? It just gotta be extreme. Like, you feel me? You gotta get your rest. You gotta get that revenge plus in some on some shit. So if you touching little kids,
Supporting your employees' expenses.
5 big black niggas touching you.
Or you could let Raptor.
Summit Series was never just made for mountains.
Yeah, actually, never mind. Them niggas actually might like that
Array
shit.
of troubling
Never mind.
items, including a vibrator,
These niggas
a camera,
throw. It's
and
actually
notification
throwed ass
routine.
niggas in the world.
He was held for 3 years in custody pending trial and was sentenced to 15 years in a state prison on September 11th, 2009.
That's what I'm talking about. Get that nigga
This
15.
particular guy was not only an offender, but also
Get that nigga
a
life.
police officer. And that's what made his case a lot more disturbing.
G
He was an
fucking G.
active police officer sworn to protect and serve the community.
Niggas
And
with
instead
power.
of doing so, he was online
Niggas
sending
with power.
explicit messages to his victim. He was working as a probation officer when he started chatting online with the decoy, Lindsay. Typing in all caps, he talked about how he wanted to perform explicit activities on the decoy. He then said that he wanted it to be a regular thing. So he'd move down and become boyfriend with the girl's mother, so he'd have more access to her.
Yo.
Yo.
Is this nigga serious?
Showed how manipulative and depressed Spikes truly was. Spikes then drove down to the Sting house sometime past midnight, but he never made it inside because the authorities pulled him over before he could get in. Things got a lot more disturbing when the police searched his car and found an extensive display of guns and even a revolver in his pocket that was loaded. They also found dozens of boxes of ammunition, a chainsaw, a tarp, ropes.
What
and
the
even a
fuck?
anchor. It was quite literally the starter pack for a body dump, which has led many to believe that Spikes probably had plans to kill her after. He was arrested, and later accepted a plea deal that kept him out of prison.
What the fuck?
10 years probation and required to register.
This nigga literally, he had the starter pack for attempted murder. These niggas was trying to give us jail time for a little weed. Like, these niggas throwing around jail time for a little weed. Like, what the fuck? This nigga is not only on little girls. This nigga had literally the starter pack of killing niggas in his car. And you gave 10 years of probation. Like, what? What? This nigga is free. What the fuck, my nigga? Yo, this shit. Bro, it's a cold world we live in, my nigga. This shit is sick. What?
Arrested and later accepted a plea deal that kept him
Fool,
out.
bro. I ain't gonna lie, we gotta get our bird though, bro.
He was also given 10
Holy
years
fuck.
probation and required to register
Hey,
as
every
a
time.
lifetime offender. Jeff Sokol.
God know.
For over 2 months, 44-year-old
If they don't
Jeff
know,
Sokol
God know.
chatted with the decoy named Bailey online. Sokol engaged in many inappropriate and extremely creepy conversations with Bailey. Sometimes he'd be encouraging her to do vile acts and send him videos. He also said he'd like to be intimate with her when they meet, and even started
These niggas
talking
love
of drawing. The idea was to trick the decoy into believing that being intimate with him was legal. Sokol kept talking about himself and somehow managed to bring back every conversation to the inappropriate topics and what it means to their manhood. Then on October 3rd, 2015, Sokol drove 2.5 hours to the Sting house where he planned to stay with the girl after she mentioned her mom was out of town. He came with a box of pizza, vodka, and an Ocean Spray orange juice container.
GG.
Sokol met the decoy, tried to hug her, but was promptly shunned. But before he could make any more sudden moves, Hansen appeared. At first, Sokol thinks he is the girl's father and comes off as rude, cocky, and very arrogant. He even starts to eat the pizza right in front of Hansen.
You thought, bro,
he didn't come to the house with any bad
even if that nigga was like the pops, you think a pops of the man of the house is just gonna be cool with a random grown ass man in his crib eating pizza that he doesn't know? You finna be, what's up, pops? Yeah, I'm just a friend of your daughter's. Imagine your 13-year-old daughter just bring a random grown ass man. He eating pizza in your crib. He says, "What's up, pops? I'm a friend of your daughter's." What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Shoot. I thought, maybe we will, talk it out. Maybe he's actually a good guy. Fuck, like, what kind of fucking question is that? Like, nigga, you know what the fuck a nigga go do.
You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
This nigga said, right.
Eventually,
Yep.
Sokol left through the garage door and was immediately after.
Yep. Hey, if 12 fine by, I'm cooked. Like, dead ass, my life in prison. Hell yeah. I'm cooked. My whole life is going away. Like, nigga just cool with it. Like,
Apprehended by the police. During the interrogation, he was still insisting that he had no plans to do anything with her and asked the detective if it was against the law to hang out with a girl. He then stated that he would be willing to do something with the girl when she turned older, which doesn't make it any better.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I didn't have, like, less than 10 minutes of this video, if I didn't waste already 14 out of 22 minutes of this shit, I would have clicked off this video. Like dead ass. I would have clicked off this shit. But now I'm seeing that, I just realized that I made it over halfway. I gotta finish it. I just can't exit out now. I gotta see this through the entire way. It just keeps getting fucking worse. What is wrong with these niggas?
The man showed no remorse for his crimes and just kept blaming society and the young girl.
Their mother's permission.
Maybe.
I was finna say, I'm not even finna say that. Holy, I was finna say something that would have been taken out of fucking context.
Why is that like so?
Ill joke. I'm forgetting where the fuck I'm at. I'm forgetting where the fuck I'm at.
2017, Sokol was sentenced to 7 years in prison and 10 years of probation for a second-degree assault. He was also required to register as an offender for 10 years. Joshua
For just 10 years. That shit should be
online
lifetime.
group called Tetrad Core set up a profile of a decoy girl named Jenna Claire on the Link app. And Joshua Colin, aka Poppy, took the bait. As usual, their chats turned inappropriate, with Colin mentioning that he wanted to take her out and marry her. After talking for a few weeks, Colin finally agreed to meet. However, when he arrived at the Sting house, he met with the decoy dubbed Nervous Nelly instead. Colin even came with an overnight bag, locked the door behind him, and started to try and make small talk. A few minutes later, he requested to use the bathroom, and that's when Chris Hansen switched positions with Nelly. When Colin comes back and sees Hansen in the kitchen with his printed chat logs, he lets out a subtle "oh shit," which hinted that he recognized who Hansen was.
Oh, right over there, please.
He's about to lose his life.
Keep your hands right there. See.
Colin admitted to meeting the decoy online and knowing her age. He also admitted to bringing clothes because he planned to spend the night.
Clothes? Why would you need a change of clothes?
Because I was gonna stay over.
Stay over.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do with this girl?
Under Hansen's persistent questions, Colin reluctantly admitted that his intentions were not pure at all because he wanted to have his way with a 12-year-old.
Have you done this before?
No.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
We have evidence of that too. A 13-year-old. So why should I believe you've never done this before?
Colin even brought evidence. Colin was picked up by the police, and during the interrogation, he admitted to everything. He even admitted to texting in the past and engaging in relations with another victim in Long Island. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison, which would be suspended after he served 3 years.
Older than 12.
How old?
15.
When was that?
A few months back.
I don't even got words for these niggas no more.
It's not our hurt.
Like my words for these
He was also
niggas, I'm
sentenced to
just
10 years of probation and had to register as an
I'm
offender
just shaking my
for
head,
10
man.
years.
Golly, man.
Steve Buchanan. At the time of this thing, Steve Buchanan was a 28-year-old man who wanted to be a cop. He had even listed number 100 on the Department of Stratford's hiring list. The same guy even served in the U.S. Army as a vehicle mechanic, so on paper, he seemed like the perfect citizen. Well, that was until he showed up to the Sting house in Fairfield to meet Bailey, a girl he believed was 13 years old. When he got to the Sting house, he tried to get the girl to come out of the house instead of going in.
Oh, he trying to get busy in the car.
I can come right there and chat. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry.
No, like, I mean, right here. No.
He asked her to go on a drive with him, and when she refused,
So, if you know it's a setup happening, you still stuck around and saw that shit through. On the way there, you said in the back of your head, this could be a setup, and I could end up on a Chris Hansen episode and have my whole life ruined because I'm too horny and too desperate to beat my dick. You know, Angela, this whole 22 minutes, all these niggas, they could have had their jobs. He could have went on to become a police officer and some other shit if he just beat his dick. If he just stroked that little shit, he wouldn't even been in this situation. But instead, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He offered they go on a walk together even though it was raining. When he kept pushing, Hansen came out and met him. And surprisingly,
that's really what it
Buchanan
was.
gave
I
in
feel
to
like,
them.
oh, that's all these prairie niggas is. They gooners who, when they goon too much, they stop feeling this shit and they just the next level. And they, you know, they goon too bad. They can't get no real cool. So, you know what I mean? You know how they be. It's simple, my nigga. Like, we know how it goes. It's a cycle.
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
Stop
According to
beating your
him, he
dick.
only came there
That's
to
what it
warn
means.
the
Stop
girl
beating your
about
dick.
meeting
Listen
strangers
for the kids. Stop
online
beating your
because
dick,
his
or
cousin had
you
fallen.
go end up on Chris Hansen. Well, shit, Chris Hansen don't make shit no more, so you go end up on Gideon Premium. How to Catch a Predator. That's what you gonna end up on.
Pray to it.
Stop beating your little
She
shit.
did the same thing.
When your cousin came, she did the same thing. What do you mean?
What's this? The
When she
whole-
invited, she
an older person.
an older
to show
person
her
came
around.
over and
Yeah.
showed your 13-year-old around town. And what happened in that case?
She got assaulted,
She got assaulted.
and I was in the army. And I don't like people doing that. I didn't want to make.
He said the older man his cousin met had took advantage of her before her, so he wanted to make sure Bailey makes smarter choices. Yeah, it was a load of rubbish excuse. Chris showed him the chat logs and Buchanan just said it was a terrible lapse in judgment. He even claimed it was PTSD from Iran that turned him into a predator. Buchanan was charged with 3 felonies, including attempted second-degree criminal assault, attempted risk of injury.
How much
to a
longer we got in
third,
this shit, bro?
Attempting to entice a minor into vulgar acts. He was sentenced to 8 years in
Yeah, get rid of this bitch.
Daniel Polito. It was the usual memo.
Polito?
Daniel Polito, a 40-year-old offender, started
I
an
feel like I heard
internet
this shit before.
conversation with a decoy named Sammy. Daniel immediately started talking about inappropriate topics. He then told
course,
her he was
routine.
naked numerous times and proceeded to send nude pictures of himself.
Of course.
Sometimes
Freak
he
ass
even
nigga.
sent videos of himself.
Of course, freak
It
ass
was
nigga.
very disturbing.
Mhm.
Daniel then propositioned that they meet and do the deed. to
All
which
these
the
niggas got a
decoy
routine.
Said yes. When Daniel arrived at the Sting house, he was under the influence of drugs and had a bit of conversation with Del Harvey, who posed as the teenage girl in a different room. Soon after, Chris entered and began to question Daniel.
Girl's name?
I think it was Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Right. And how old is Sammy?
I don't know. She said that she was 40.
And how old are you?
40.
40. And you think it's okay to come
No,
see
it's
it?
not.
Of course, the offender denied everything and claimed he was only there to mentor the girl and advise her against meeting people online. He asserted that he would not have sex with the girl because one of his 16-year-old cousins was taken advantage of and murdered after meeting someone online.
My nigga, what the
Crazy,
fuck, bro?
Because it happened to one of my cousins.
How old is that cousin?
She said,
She's dead.
He even initially denied bringing cousins, but he later said the truth, but kept insisting he just wanted to give them to the girl. Chris eventually had enough of Daniel's lies and asked the cameras to come out. Daniel was then arrested by Riverside police and charged with 3 felonies. In 2009, he ended up pleading guilty to 2 out of the 3 felonies and was sentenced to
Good fucking
180
ratings.
days in jail, 3 years of probation, and registration as an offender for life. If you enjoyed this
Okay.
and want to see more videos like these, then you should check
How
out
come
our
that last
video
nigga got
on the
10 and he got
disturbing
life?
live stream moments.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We gotta, after that video, it's time. I was gonna do it later on, like on some 12 o'clock shit. You feel me? I need to reset my brain. When the niggas on Zai, you know what I mean?